I honestly love reading nonfiction books, so here are 10 of my favorite nonfiction book recommendations. Hello, my friends. Welcome to my channel, Discover with Kim. I'm Kim. I'm so excited you're here with me today. Today, we're going to be talking about 10 nonfiction books that I recommend you read. I'm going to give you a short synopsis of them, tell you why I recommend them, and then we'll move on. It's going to be kind of a lightning round between them, so hopefully, it won't keep you here too long because you have some books to read. So let's get right into it. The first book is Untamed by Glennon Doyle. This book is very much about unlearning everything that you have been taught throughout your life and actually embracing your true self and allowing yourself to follow what is in your soul. This is a little bit of a life story of our author as well. She tells a lot of stories of things that she's experienced that helped her get to this whole untamed theme. So she was living a life that she was discontent with, and she knows that a lot of us are living lives that we're discontent with, and she had this big eye-opening moment that made her realize that everything she thought that she knew, everything she thought that she had to do in life, she didn't actually have to do. She could follow her whims and she could go for what actually felt right to her, what felt like a true, authentic self for her. And it's a story all about how she followed that, how she had that moment, how she went about basically unraveling her life and then rebuilding it up to create the life that she actually wanted. And it gives a bunch of tips along the way, as well as various stories about her life. And yeah, it was really fun. It was really interesting. It is a fun read because you get all these tips about how to really follow your authentic and true self and to basically destroy your life to make it happen if that's what you need to do. Just don't necessarily do that, but that's kind of what this book is about, and it's really fun, and you get all these tips about that, but you also get these stories and these antidotes along the way that make it fun and honestly kind of funny, and I really, really enjoyed it. Next up is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. This book is for individuals who are really looking to dig into their creativity, find their inspiration, and go for it with their big projects, their big, honestly, their big creative pursuits. Whether it be writing a book, whether it be making art, finding new ways to address challenges in our work, embarking on a dream long deferred, or just living a more mindful everyday life that you enjoy. This is all about embracing your big magic, about going for the things that inspire you, that set your soul on fire, that make you feel alive. And I really liked it, and I thought it was really fun. So these ones are actually kind of similar. This one's about letting go of life, letting go of expectations, and building the life you want. And then this one's about actually allowing yourself to dig into your creativity and go for your big dreams. Next up is The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. This book is about self-sabotage. Why we self-sabotage, when we self-sabotage, how to stop self-sabotaging. It's about transforming self-sabotage into self-mastery. It's basically about climbing the mountain that is yourself, that is your self-sabotage, that is how you are holding yourself back. It's about climbing that mountain, getting over all the things that are holding you back, and getting to the life you actually want and allowing yourself to get there. It's about all those obstacles that are in your way and learning how to get around them, how to get over them, how to make them work for you, and how to stop sabotaging your life and actually go for the life you want and the dreams that you want. So this one's really fun because we all self-sabotage, and some of us do it more than others, and this is a great way to learn how to stop doing that and how to actually really go for the life that you want. Next up is a little bit of a different book, and that is The Secret Life of Trees by Peter Wohlleben. This book is a very scientific-based book. It is about trees. It is about how trees communicate, how they thrive, how they deal with injury, how they deal with disease, how they build communities, how they adapt over the years. It is a lot of tree knowledge, and as a big nature fan, I found it so interesting to learn about all these different trees and about all these different ways that they communicate and adapt and survive and everything I just said, because I just think it's so fun. Like, if you're looking for a fun, different kind of read and you like nature, this one is really interesting. You get a lot of facts, and I really enjoyed it. I will say that the author is based over in Europe somewhere, or the UK somewhere, so a lot of the research and stuff is from over there. But it's still really interesting, and it's really fun, and if you I said, or scientific-brained individual like me, I recommend this one. Next up is 4,000 Weeks, Time Management for Mortals by Oliver Burkeman. This book, if you couldn't tell by the title, is about time management. It's about how you only have so long, so many weeks in your life, and perhaps time management isn't what everyone thinks it should be. It's not necessarily about shoving and getting everything as you can done in a day, and it's more about learning what matters and what doesn't matter, letting go of certain things, or allowing things to matter for certain times, and then at other times allowing other things to matter. It's about learning how to figure out what's important, what you want to be spending your time with, and what's going to get you where you want to get in life. It gives a lot of tips for time management and a lot of food for thought for time management, and it's really, really interesting. It says it introduces readers to tools for constructing a meaningful life by embracing finitude, showing that many of the unhelpful ways we've come to think about time aren't inescapable, unchanging truth, but choices we've made as individuals and as a society, and that we can do things differently. So it's a little bit of a different take on time management, and I really loved it. I thought it was really insightful. It definitely gave me a bunch of different thoughts for how I should manage my time and manage my day, and what's important now, what's important in the future, all that fun stuff. We're halfway done already, friends. Can you believe it? Next up is Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies by Tara Schuster. This book is about rituals to fix your life from someone who's been there, basically. This book is about how the author learned to reparent herself and basically become a ninja of self-care love. So our author, she was in her late 20s, and she gave off the appearance of being successful, of having it all, of having her life together, but she was actually a depressed, anxiety-ridden mess, which so many of us are, aren't we? And she realized that she could not go on this way with life, that this was not going to get her where she wanted to be, and she was going to be miserable for her entire life if she didn't do something about it. So she learned to reparent herself. She learned to deal with her past traumas and deal with what she needs to do in life now to get herself where she needs to be and be a full-fledged adult. She learned to take care of herself and do self-care rituals and life rituals that help her get to where she wants to be. And it was really fun and really insightful. And I think if you're looking to change your life a little bit, build some more rituals, take better care of yourself. If you are dealing with depression or anxiety and you're just in a place where you feel like you're not sure where to start, this could be a fun place to start. It's humorous and it shows you different ways to kind of take care of yourself and love on yourself. Next up is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book is about habit building. It's about how you can build habits for the long term, how you can build good habits and break bad ones. It gives a lot of great tips and insights about habit building, about why certain habits are easy to do and why certain habits are harder to do, why it's easier to stop doing a habit than it is to build a habit, how long it takes to build habits. It gives you tips for different ways to build habits and different ways to make them work. And it's really fun, it's really insightful. It's definitely based on some science, which I thought was interesting. Of course, when I'm reading nonfiction books, I want there to be actual science behind what I'm reading, so I expect there to be science behind a lot of these books, but there's definitely science behind it, and it definitely gives a lot of great insights into habit building. As someone who's worked as a health coach, a habit building coach, I think this book is a great one for habit building. It definitely helps, and it gives you a bunch of different insights into why we as humans like habits and rituals, why we as humans struggle with habits and rituals, and why it's so hard to change them, but here's how you can actually change them and change them for the long term. Next up is 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Wiest. So, as the title says, this book is a collection of 101 different essays. They are on a wide variety of topics, of different, honestly, anything about life. They are very universal, so anybody can get from them, but there's a bunch of different topics. So let me just read you a couple so you get an idea. So this one is 12 Signs the only problem with your life is that you think about it more than you live it. Next one is The Inherent Zen of Creativity. Read this if you don't know what you're doing with your life. The Happiness of Excellence. The Parts of You That Aren't I. The happier you are with a decision, the less you need other people to be, and 11 other things truly fulfilled people know. So let me give you one more. Let yourself be happier than you think you deserve. So bunch of different topics, a bunch of different insights. There's some science behind it, there's some anecdotes in it. They're funny, they're interesting, they're definitely fun. I think this one's fun that if you read like one essay a day, that's what I ended up doing. And I think it's a great way to like get a little snippet, get a little food for thought, get a little like mindset change every single day. And I love that it just gives you like a reason to think and look at the world and look at different topics differently. Like we could all stand to learn a little bit and see things in a broader sense, right? Next up is Manifest by Nancy Nafousi. I apologize. This is a 7-step to living your best life guide. So this is a guide in manifesting. So it explains what manifesting is, how you can manifest, what you need to do to manifest, and the steps that you need to take, the behaviors you need to take, the mindsets you need to take. In 7 simple, fun little steps that you can take to manifest, to learn about manifesting, and I think it's really fun and insightful. If you are interested in manifestation and you want to learn a little bit more about it, this is a great place to get your toes wet and to learn about it and to be able to start like practicing it. I think this is a great little guide for that. And finally, the final book in my little non-fiction recommendation, at least my first video, part 1, we'll say, is The Pivot Year by, again, I picked 3 books from her, I can't believe it, by Brianna Wiest. This book is 365 days to become the person you truly want to be. So there are little prompts, little things you read every single day for 365 days. And they're all just little insightful things, all just little food for thoughts, all just little ways you can help grow. It says, this is the year you change your life. So it says, if you're in a pivotal period, if you're still bridging the space between where you are and where you want to be, remember that the person you're becoming is already within you. The journey is convincing your mind to act consistently on what your heart already knows it wants to do. So it's a little guide on how to do that, how to follow that. And I will say that you do not have to start it at like the beginning of the year. It's just like day 1, day 2, day 3. So you can start it any day you want and just keep going from there. And then if you miss a day or if you miss a week, it does not matter. You can just pick up right where you left off and continue going. So this one definitely took me a little bit more than a year to read and finish, but I did get it read and I really found it was insightful and fun. I dog-eared a lot of the pages because they just gave me like the feels. They felt like something that I might want to come back to at some point in the future. So like here's one. You'll be guided to exactly what you need and not a moment before you need it. Exactly who you're meant to love and not a moment before you're meant to know them. Exactly where you need to be and not a moment before you need to be there. Trust your journey. It may seem as though it's operating on some kind of chaotic timing, but in truth, you're becoming aware of potential experiences as you are ready to have them. Sometimes it's not the world you're waiting on, but yourself. So there's a little snippet, and it's just a fun way to kind of look into yourself and evolve and just kind of have like a little tiny, just a tiny little prompt, tiny little paragraph that you read each morning that allows you to kind of just seek self-growth. And yeah, there we have it. There are 10 nonfiction books that I recommend you read because they're really, really good. I think they're wonderful for personal growth. I think they're wonderful for just kind of expanding your mindset and looking at things from a different perspective and just continuing to learn. Like, life is all about just learning and unlearning, but learning and becoming more and more your authentic self. And I feel like all these books kind of allow that to happen. I also wanted to mention a bonus book that I love. So I'm a very, very big lover of poetry, and I like to read poetry in the morning. That's sidetrack, but I like to read poetry in the mornings. And an author that I really, really love, a poet that I really love, is Courtney Peppernell. So I just wanted to mention that as poetry is like nonfiction category genre for me. So Courtney Peppernell, I have almost all of her books. I have a giant stack of her books, and if you're looking to get into poetry and you're not sure where to start, that's a great place to start, in my opinion. But yeah, some nonfiction books that I recommend you guys read. I would love to hear if you guys have read any of these down below, and if you do give them a chance, what your thoughts are. And I'd love to know what your favorite nonfiction book is, because I'm always looking for more nonfiction books to read. Yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for being here this week. I hope you enjoyed these recs, and I can't wait to keep sharing more bookish and life bits with you guys. Make sure you like this video and subscribe because I post new vlogs, videos 3 times a week, and lots of fun shorts in between. So I'd love to have you guys join the family. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope you have a fabulous week. live well, read some books, go discover, my friends.